Hello, my name is Bailey Hodson, and my applied project is the effectiveness of man training in an adult canine using a speech button and errorless teaching in the home setting. So, the purpose of my applied project was to evaluate whether man training using a speech button could teach my dog Broderick to independently request to go outside. He just perked his head up, sorry. So, you may see him in this video. Um, I used a multiple baseline design across settings to systematically introduce the training in different areas of my home: the living room, the front door, and the bedroom. So, manding or requesting access to a preferred item or activity is a cornerstone skill in ABA. While this is well researched in humans, there's very limited research and literature to support this in canine communication. And the speech buttons I used provided a form of communication where he was able to activate a device with the recorded word to request something, which was outside. The rationale for my study came from both the social validity of the skill and previous findings that prompted shaping, reinforcement, and how those can effectively teach mans in both humans and animals. And my research question was, what effect does man training have on Broderick's ability to independently request going outside using a vocal button? So my participant was Broderick, my dog, an 8-year-old neutered male mixed breed dog living in my apartment. I used a multiple baseline across settings designed with my 3 locations: the doorway, the living room, and the bedroom. The independent variable was errorless teaching with full physical prompting. During the intervention, I gave the verbal cues outside, physically guided Broderick's paw to press the button, and then reinforced immediately by opening the door for outside access. Over the time, I faded the prompts to a light touch, to gesture his paw to the button, so a partial physical, if you will, and then to a gesture to a point to the button, and finally a 5-second time delay. And once there was no response, a gesture. If there was still no response, then we would do the partial physical. The dependent variable was the percentage of independent presses per session. So presses occurring within 5 seconds of the cue and within physical prompt lasted or counted as an independent press. So each session lasted 5 minutes, and the data were collected daily and graphed in ABA format. During the baseline, he had 0 independent presses across all settings. After intervention began in the doorway setting, independent presses remained very low, likely due to the short intervention period. And the living room setting and bedroom remained at 0 until intervention was introduced, with no mastery observed within the limited time frame. Graphs show stable baseline levels and minimal change during early intervention. While Broderick did not master the skill within the study period, the procedures were implemented with fidelity, and the design allowed for a clear comparison between settings. This suggests the approach has potential, but would require more sessions over a longer period to see skill acquisition. And for practice, this type of structured man training could be useful for canine owners and trainers seeking to improve communication with their dogs. With more time and reinforcement opportunities, this procedure might be, it could produce meaningful independent communication skills in dogs. For future research, I would probably extend the training sessions across several weeks, introduce more daily sessions, and incorporate generalization probes with other people and contexts. The limitations included short duration of intervention, low trial count, and no generalization data. I would also like to test multiple buttons and compare acquisition rates. A longer training schedule could also help prevent maintenance of the skill over time. But overall, this project provided insight into applying ABA principles to non-human learners in a home setting, which was really exciting to me because I wanted to see how man training, as I've seen such success in the clinic setting, could translate to the home setting with my dog. Because I have seen, as we know, Skinner do a lot of work with rats and other animals. So I thought it would be really cool to see if I could do something with my dog. While the skill mastery wasn't achieved yet, the process demonstrating that errorless teaching combined with the the devices, such as the buttons, is a promising approach and worth exploration in the future. And I may continue to implement this in other ways, maybe considering other avenues and approaches as I continue. So thank you.